Hey guys, Lucified here, and I just wanted to make a quick video about a kind of controversial topic I've been thinking about for the past week. And it's about Paul Walker and Roger Roda's death, which they died last Saturday, I believe, November 30th. And I hope they both rest in peace. This isn't meant to disrespect them in any way. I just wanted to say that first. But with every celebrity death or accident, there's always a conspiracy theory to go along with it that the Illuminati killed them. And I just kind of wanted to explore that theory and give my thoughts about it. So first of all, let's think about what we know. We know the car was a Porsche Carrera GT. It was red, not that the color really matters, but it was driven by Roger Rodas, who is a former race car driver. He owns like a performance car shop, so he knows how to drive a car. And his passenger was Paul Walker, and they're coming from a charity event, and shortly after leaving, Roger lost control of the car, and they hit a tree, and the car burst into flames. And we now know that they both died on impact, but either way, the flames probably would have killed them. So, first of all, you got reasons why people lose control of their car. Is one of the main reasons is human error. And I believe since Roger was a former race car driver, he knew how to handle a fast car. So the kind of human error variable is drastically reduced. I mean, it's not like he was some 17-year-old kid who just got his license and was given a supercar. He knew how to drive the car. So some new evidence that they found really helps to explain why he lost control of the car, and that is they found some fluid leading up to the crash on the pavement, and they think it's steering fluid. And the tread marks, skid marks from when he slammed on the brakes are also in a straight line leading right up to the tree, which makes them believe that he probably, Roger, probably lost control of the car because he lost steering control. He could no longer steer the car, which is why they crashed into the tree, and the marks are in a straight line because the car was still tracking straight. And I don't know if any of you ever lost control of your car, but you usually don't track straight when you lose control. That's kind of the whole point of the word. So those two things alone kind of raised a red flag in my mind that sabotage was actually probable in this case. And who would want to sabotage a car and kill Paul Walker and Roger? I suppose the Illuminati, maybe. So it's very probable and possible. But the problem is there's a few other variables involved that would make it kind of difficult for it to all play out the way it happened. And one of those is that the Porsche in question was not Paul Walker's car, nor was Roger, from what I read, was he supposed to actually drive that car that day. And Walker wasn't really supposed to be in that car either. It was kind of all spur of the moment thing. In fact, one of the employees at Roger's garage was having some trouble with that Porsche. It kept stalling on him. So Roger decided to take it into his own hands and handle it himself. And then he ended up taking that particular car to the charity event. And then when Walker noticed the car, he decided he would ride with him when they left. Now, that's a lot of ifs. I mean, if you're trying to kill a particular person with a particular car, that's a lot of variables to get them in that car, especially when it's not actually theirs. So, I mean, theoretically, the employee who kept stalling the car could have been doing that on purpose, so Roger would take the car. But that still doesn't necessarily account for getting Walker into that car. I mean, unless you want to assume that since he'd never ridden in that particular Porsche, he would want to, which is, I believe that. That's a fair assessment. I suppose if you were in the Illuminati, you would assume that Walker would want to be in that car. So, if they did sabotage that Porsche, they would need to get it up to, a fairly high speed to ensure that when the steering went out, they couldn't just stomp on the brakes and come to a stop and it's all good. So they also think that they may have been street racing someone. So you could sabotage the Porsche, and then when they leave the charity event, challenge them to a street race, and then once they get up to high speed, the steering gives out, hit the tree, it's all over. Now, if I was street racing someone and they crashed, I would probably come back and stick around and try to help them. But they didn't find anyone who came back and admitted that they were street racing. But at the same time, they wouldn't necessarily want to come back because maybe they could be charged with manslaughter for accidentally killing the other guy, even though it wasn't really their fault. I don't know, the court system is kind of bullshit. But, so all in all, the Illuminati killing them is very probable, but with all the variables, I just don't think it would be the best way to go about it. If they really wanted to kill Paul Walker, why wouldn't they just sabotage his own personal car that they knew he would be driving? So, I personally think it was just a tragic accident and the Illuminati didn't kill him. You guys could be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe for more. Thanks, guys.